It's pretty common for life to be compared to a railway. In that case, I suppose people would be the trains that ride it. You move along steadily, pulling an ever-increasing load of freight behind you. Sometimes you're chugging up a steep slope. Sometimes you're gliding effortlessly downhill, gathering momentum for the next challenge. I didn't expect things would be any different going forward. For a while, we'd been on a downhill stretch, growing used to the repetitive rhythms of military life. But then, just as our confidence was beginning to grow, our second-term postings were finally decided, and our deployment in actual combat began. Oh god, no. Although our postings had been finalized, we apparently weren't important enough to be even informed where we'd be going. That's fucked up. I feel like you should just always tell us. From that, it was easy enough to imagine that we'd be heading for a place where particularly confidential operations were underway, and judging from the rumors leaking out of the NCO room, Afghanistan seemed likely. Oh, hell. As it loaded up with personnel, weapons, equipment, ammunition, and combat vehicles, the ship we'd be departing on sunk slower and lower into the water. The XO stood by as the cargo streamed aboard, same thing. Adjusted the ship's trim with a calculator in his hand. Watching out of the corners of our eyes, we found ourselves growing increasingly anxious about our unknown destination. I'd be like, dude, I don't know where I'm going. All I know is I'm going there to fight. It's like that meme. This would be our first visit to an actual battlefield, our first real taste of combat. It wasn't just training anymore. Even a small mistake might cost us our lives. Even so, we tried our best to keep our nerves under control. Danny, for one, was relaxed enough to get caught pissing in the scupper by First Lieutenant. The ship we'd boarded had a crew of about 250, and it was carrying maybe 100 Marines for deployment. They told us we'd all be joining a mixed force that was being reorganized in the field. But when I looked around, my classmates Danny and Millie were the only familiar faces. Well,
そういえばよ、俺らと同期で同じ小隊に配属される奴がもう一人この船に乗っているらしいぞ。
Huh. Alright then. Daniel Bone was a man with a habit of causing trouble anywhere he went. That said, he also had an impressive ability to turn these incidents to his advantage. He was a genuine extrovert, constantly making new buddies of all sorts under the most unexpected of circumstances. Not us. In fact, the rumor we were currently discussing had apparently come to him through the very officer who'd found him using the scupper as a urinal. Somehow or other, Danny always found the silver lining. Dude, you got to. You gotta always look at the silver lining, man. That's how you move on.
確か第3班つってたな。名前はロバート・ウォルソン。聞いたことないか？
知らないな。
Well, it's not that surprising if he's in a different squad. Well, what kind of person is he?
俺も噂でしか聞いたことはないが、確か不死者のロビー、イモータルロビーという2つ名を持つ男だって聞いたぜ。
Oh God, he's a legend.
イモータルか。なんだかすごそうなやつだな。
You gotta do something to get that kind of nickname, right? But wasn't Squad 3 full of white-collar types? I think they mainly put guys with good academic results in that one. Oh.
確かにそうだ。だいたい俺は喧嘩が強そうなやつには片っ端から声をかけて、時にはぶっ飛ばして回ったもんだが、同期の中にそんなすげえやつがいたとは気がつかなかったぜ。
Maybe he's like immortal because he doesn't get sent out to fight. He's just like the strategy or the brains, I guess.
弱そうなやつだけ選んで喧嘩売ってたからじゃねえのかよ。
あ、もし俺が弱そうなやつばっか選んでたのなら、真っ先におめえに喧嘩売ってんよ、バカ。
Oh, here we go. Here comes another fight.
だとこら、むくぞこの豆野郎。
Why are you skinning a cat? What? Anyway, if he's on the same boat with the same destination as us, can't we just look him up on the computer?
確か同じ居住区にパソコン持ち込んでるやつがいたよな。そいつに調べてもらおうぜ。
Oh, okay. These days, the world was all about computers. Yep! The prices of personal machines had fallen steadily in recent years, and the number of people who owned one was rising dramatically. Of course, that applied to the military as well. The Navy in particular seemed to attract an unusually high proportion of computer nerds. The Navy? I guess Navy and Air Force. Like, that's where a lot of the nerds tend to be, I feel like. Fun fact, I was gonna be Air Force, and then because I have a lazy eye, they were like, you can't be in the Air Force. In fact, we're turning you down for military altogether. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll die. Every time you walk through a common space on an off day, you'd see plenty of people playing games on portable machines or home consoles. Kind of like our life right now. Oh God, the noise. Ooh, okay. Perfect.
待ってくれ、僕にはもう41人も妹がいるんだぜ。それに君は僕の実マインだ。
Dude is mega nasty.
そいつはなんていうかちょっと倫理的に好ましくないって教会の神父も言ってたんだぜ。
Oh, I don't.
そんなの関係ないよ。だって私こんなにお兄ちゃんのこと大好きなのに、どうして分かってくれないの？
You making fun of us?
いや、分かってるさ、AI。君がもう子供の頃から僕のことをずっと男として見ていたことも知ってるし、僕だってずっと君のことをラビニューだった。
Great Rabu.
でも分かってほしい。僕はヘザーレイなんだ。実前は回避したいんだよ。
I'm so done.
お兄ちゃん、全然分かってないよ。アイリは本気だよ。嘘じゃないもん。待ってて、今証拠を見せてあげる。
うさっつー。確かにそいつは話が早いが、待ってくれ AI。
I don't know how to respond. I just.
Oh shit! 脱ぐな、全部脱ぐな。おーチーズ。嘘だろ、せめてソックスは残してくれ。ゼラとかナエルアリアンナース。
This is how a overreactive fake YouTuber acts when they see a pair of boobies or something. They just freak the fuck out, even though it's really not that big of a deal, and they're just doing it to be stupid and fake as fuck.
マジかよ、すげえ。こんなオープンな環境でヘッドホンもしないで音出しながら堂々と変態ゲームやってるやつ初めて見たぜ。
Huh, sounds like me. Even though I'd get hit by Maya doing that.
シャブーレ、まずシャブーレ。Oh yes, I'm coming. I got it.
つか、こいつ頭大丈夫なのか？さっきからずっと画面に向かって話しかけてんし、そもそも何を言ってるか全然わかんねえ。こ
Dude,
いつは何語で話してるんだ？
dude, this man is who every one of us aspires to be. Japanese maybe? First thing that came to mind when I heard G2 mine was a next generation explosive device, but maybe he was just mangling the word Jitsumai or actual sister. The little sister inside the game seemed to be named Eri, which he was mispronouncing as Airy. Same thing to me. I'm just some dude who can't pronounce names, so is that like Airy or whatever. Hizari was probably Hetar or spineless, and Arinso would be what exactly? I was a little lost there myself.
まあいい。とりあえずおい。おいこれメガネ。お前だお前。返事しろ。つうかこっち向け。
Beat his ass. We need assistance. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. I didn't think he was gonna do it right then and there, but Oh no.
今なんで殴ったし
No. Is this what I fucking think? You son of a bitch. I hate you even more now.
画面の中の彼女とお楽しみのところ悪いが、ちょっとその自慢の PC で調べてほしいことがある。
へいへいへい、僕は今忙しいのが見てわからないのかい？他を渡りなよ、ダニーボーイ。
Can't you just like tab out?
ぐだぐだ言ってねえでちゃちゃっとやればすぐに終わるし、用が済めば俺らも消える。こねてもどうにもならねえことは軍で散々学んだろ。いいからやれよ。
God, and he is like the full stereotype too. Oh, the braces, glasses, mega nasty. Like, come on.
つうかお前、なんで俺の名前知ってんだよ。気持ち悪いやつだな。
I know all of you.
ああ、くそめんどくさいな。少し待てし、今セーブする。
You know, most games have a quick save function as well.
セーブするよ、お兄ちゃん。
Thank you. That's literally how it is. Like if I do this, listen.
セーブするわ。
See, Kazuki tells me that she's gonna save the game for me. Or rather, she's just like, save game. Like that.
Okay, see you. Hey, goodbye.
Hey, see?
うっざ。
で、この僕に何を調べろと？
イモータルロビーについてだ。この船に乗っているらしい。どんなやつなのか調べてくれ。
なんだバカバカしい。そんなことは本人に直接聞けよ。
Well, because...
だからその本人がどこにいるのか調べてくれって言ってんだよ。メガネぶっ壊すぞてめえ。
Like if we knew where he was, we wouldn't be having this problem.
イモータルロビーってのはロバート・ウォルソンのことだろ？
ああそうだ。なんだお前知り合いなのか？
Oh no.
知り合いも何も。
Yup.
ロバート・ウォルソンは僕だ。
I knew it was fucking coming. I knew he was gonna say, that is me! God.
何？
Jesus Christ. In that instant, a fearsome, muscular Iron Man known as Immortal Robbie, the very personification of the Marine Corps, died a tragic death within Danny's mind. The Robbie before us was, in fact, the very picture of what Danny called a fucking four eyes. Huge metal braces glinted on his teeth as he smiled. On the whole, the man looked about as frail and gangly as they come. Overwhelmed by the devastating gap between his dreams and reality, Danny fell to his knees and took his head in his hands. Poor man.
なぜだ。世界はこんなにも美しいというのに。現実ってやつはどうしてこんなにも残酷なんだよ。神様。
I wish I knew, Danny.
つうかさ、あんた本当にロビー？
So I might be right. He's immortal because he's a nerd. Nerds don't fight. You kidding me?
ああそうさ。ほら笑った口元がメカニカルでロボっぽいだろ。だからロビーザロボットってわけでついたあだ名がロビーってわけさ。
God, I just. Okay, so what about the immortal part?
それも簡単。答えはこれだ。
Here we go.
お兄ちゃん、そこはお尻だよ。
Butter up the pooper, as they say. And eroge?
いかにも。
いかにもじゃねえよ。せめてもう少しセリフ選べよ、クソナード。前歯全部へし折るぞてめえ。
Sorry, I still don't get it.
僕の属性は妹萌えだからね。
Okay.
班内でゲームをしながら妹万歳と叫んでいるうちに周囲の人間が妹を妹と聞き間違えた。それだけの話だ。
Oh, I could see that mistake being made. You know what? I shouldn't have even asked. That is unbelievably stupid.
おいおいおいおい。そういうことは何か？俺たちと同じ正体に配属されるのはお前ってことか？
Guess my idea was that went out the fucking window.
いかにも。
Jesus.
ダメだ、イラつく。ねえ、ジーニー、こいつ殴っていい？
Feel free, Millie. I don't care. No. Damn it! Damn it, Yuuji!
まあ何にせよよろしくだね。僕はロバート・ウォルソン。ロビーでいいよ。
Man, I wish I could just say something and it happened. I know it does because I'm the guru, but I mean, like, I want a game, a visual novel designed so that it's so intricate that if I say something, like right there, she's like, can I beat his ass? Yes. And then it just happens. Or, you know, I don't know. It's...
あ、君たちの自己紹介はいらないよ。もう調べてあるからね。
Excuse me? Oh, he knew Danny, so... Robert Wilson. Don't zoom in on him. Above all else, he was a devoted Japanimation otaku and lover of hentai games. When it came to otaku culture, his passion was second to none. While his favorite anime was Pretty Soldier Saber Moon. No, I just picture Saber. Sailor Moon. He was also deeply knowledgeable about retro animation and live-action superheroes in general. The very picture of a nerd, in other words. Yep. I calls them as I sees them, man. In cases like this, you might expect to hear some story about how the guy had gotten caught snooping around the CIA's computer network or something, but it wasn't anything like that. Robbie had simply refused to go to school, locking himself in his room to play games all day long. His old man, the owner of a butcher shop, eventually lost patience and physically knocked him into enlistment. Back when he was in a training squad, he'd earned countless sadistic assessments from instructors and fellow students alike. Gross. Kinda pisses me off. I want to punch him every time I see him. I see that. And by far, the most annoying thing about him was...
Hey, Yuuji!
Oh... Sorry? Are you talking to me?
ケイジャン・ユーズリーだろ。メジャーリーガーにもそんな名前の男がいたよね。まあ僕は野球なんかに興味はないが。
What? Why? Is it so hard to say Kazami Yuuji, occupation student, oh no, I'm not occupation student! Fuck! I'm occupation soldier! God damn it! Why is it that Americans have no interest in remembering anyone's name correctly? Well, you see, Americans, I'm not gonna get into it.
そんなことよりユーズリー、君はジャパニーズだ。つまりオタクの国から来たんだよね。
Oh, Lord, I can see where this is gonna go. Well, you're not wrong, but otaku culture isn't all there is to Japan, you know.
もちろん分かっているさ。それでも僕にとって日本は夢の国だ。そして君は神の国ジャパンから来たんだ。ぜひ日本の話を聞かせてくれ。
Yuuji, slink away.
アケーバにはママチャリに乗ったメイドがそこら中にいるってのは本当なのかい？
I wish I knew. Who gives a damn? God, you're annoying. Being in the same platoon as this guy didn't exactly fill me with confidence about what lay ahead. Ugh, were we seriously going to manage with a group like this? We had the wild child from Arizona, Daniel Bone, the bimbo slut / general dimwit, Millie, and the otaku four-eyes Robert Wilson. We're all dead. I'm the only one making it out alive. And, Millie, maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming, because we already know. At present, the squad was already shaping up to be one giant lump of problems. And despite my smug evaluation of everyone around me, it's not like I was much better. Rounding out the team was Yuuji Kazami, the cowardly sniper who couldn't bring himself to kill. As it happened, that particular weakness would be exposed not long after we landed, and as we trekked through the jungle toward our rendezvous point. Yeah, I imagine, because...
Hey, Shorty!
God.
見ろよ、でかい鳥がいるぜ。ありゃ食えんのか?
Oh, last time I was in a forest, people started eating each other, and this is not great. Who knows? Doesn't look poisonous, at least.
よし、とりあえずぶっ殺して持って帰るか。そんで隊員に食わせて様子見ようぜ。
Danny, please no. Cut it out. You're just gonna waste bullets. Let me do it, Danny. It's not gonna... Yuuji, stop. I intended this as nothing more than a little test. My mental state was relatively stable now, compared to before. I had grown up a little. I wanted to believe that I'd developed something of an immunity to the effect of killing a living thing. Nope. That's big. No. Don't hesitate. The more you wait, the harder it gets to take the shot. Pull the trigger before you have time to hesitate. It's not happening. It was something I'd been practicing to do for years by this point. Ooh. And so, before I had a chance to regret it, my bullet found its way to the target.
よっしゃ命中さすがだなショーティ
This might have some bad repercussions on my physical psyche.
たかだか80メートルじゃん。ジーニーなら目を閉じてても当たるっつの。ねえ、ジーニー。
I don't know why I said physical psyche. You know what I mean. Oh, yup. Yup, he's not doing so hot.
ジーニー
Hug me. Love me. And you could have hugged me before the puke. Jesus.
ジーニーどうしたのよ
Never doing that again. I can't really force myself to make a throw up noise unless I actually do throw up, which would be really bad. Physically pulling a trigger is one thing, coping with it psychologically it is something else. The military doctor who examined me issued a tentative diagnosis of PTSD. Long story short, it was related to the extreme external stress I'd gone through in the past. I was no longer experiencing panic attacks from sudden flashbacks or compulsively harming myself, so I wanted to believe that the symptoms were improving. But if I reacted this strongly to shooting a bird, it was difficult to imagine what might happen if I fired at a human being. What exactly was the military expecting to accomplish with a ridiculous crew like this? Frontline infantry. Perhaps that was the wrong question. What if they weren't expecting anything at all? Maybe they just wanted to toss a bunch of worthless bums into the fire to spare themselves the expense of feeding us. In any case, throwing an undersupplied jumble of defective personnel into the middle of a messy conflict didn't strike me as a particularly brilliant strategy. We had no experience with actual combat to this point. Our first indirect glimpse of the real thing would come 4 days after our landing. Oh no, is that where you're taking me? You taking me 4 days? The long tunnel in front of us was a crucial part of our forces supply route. We were scheduled to make our way to a forward operating base and supply a forward operating base and supply depot a little beyond, where we join up with our newly formed unit. There was no choice but to pass through. The crucial nature of the supply route made it an attractive target, and because of its sheer length, it was difficult for our forces to protect. This is bad. By the time we arrived at the tunnel, a battle had already come to an end. A number of transport vehicles were stopped on the road near the entrance. As we approached, we saw that it had partially collapsed, blocking traffic entirely. This kind of trouble seemed to be a common occurrence here. A number of combat engineers had gathered around and were already in the process of manually clearing the dirt-clogged entrance. Get that shit out of there. Our orders were to join with our regiment as soon as humanly possible, without participating in combat, even if we encountered it. That meant getting down from the transport truck and passing through this tunnel on foot. Fortunately enough, a soft skin dispatched from the regiment was apparently waiting on the other side. We strapped on all of our personal equipment, climbed off our transport, and made our way toward the tunnel. Yes. Yeah. They're apparently organizing our unit at the base just past here.
立ち止まらないよ。できるだけ見ない方がいい。
Okay. Alright. A number of people had presumably died in combat inside this tunnel. The smell of blood hung thickly in the air. Don't look. Close your eyes. Just keep walking. Cover your nose. Turning on our shoulder-mounted flashlights, we clambered carefully inside. When I reached out to steady myself against the interior wall, I found it was faintly tinged with heat. Either we'd used napalm in here, or an enemy bomb had gone off. The wall still hadn't cooled completely. With the smell of blood and the heat trapped in the air, it almost felt like we were walking through a giant living thing.
どうする
I like the helmet, Danny. Danny's voice echoed against the tunnel's walls, betraying a slight uneasiness. There was only one thing to do, of course. Go forward. He was asking how we should position ourselves. There's only 4 of us right now, and the tunnel isn't that wide. 1 point man should be plenty, don't you think?
そうだな。ならダイヤモンドを組もう。メリー、フロントマンを頼めるか。
わかった。
I'm horrified.
セカンドアタッカーは俺。ロビー、お前はラジオマンだ。俺から離れるなよ。
OK 了解だダニー。
God, our squad's the worst.
ショーティー、お前はテールガンだ。ありえないとは思うが、一応後方警戒を頼む。
Danny, let me be honest with you. This is I'm probably the worst person to have as the person watching your backs. I'm just gonna say, okay? I'm just saying. Leave it to me. The beams of our shoulder-mounted flashlights revealed many corpses as we passed through the tunnel. Don't look. Few of them were still recognizably human. One body that our flashlights happened to illuminate had lost both of its legs and one of its arms. Its right arm, the only limb it had left, was twitching slightly, as if searching for something. It was hard to believe it could still move in that condition. It looked like a fish that had been cut open and severed alive.
あんまり見てやるなよ。かわいそうだろ。
Dude, that's brutal. But war is brutal in general, so... Yeah, you're right. Look too closely and you wouldn't be able to help thinking. I don't want to end up that way. I don't want to die like that. Those sorts of thoughts can make you freeze up at a critical moment. It had happened to me before. I'd killed plenty of people by now. My father, my mother. Now hold on. Even people whose names I didn't know. I no longer felt particularly anxious about the way my own life would end. It seemed pretty obvious that I'd be dying an equally violent death sooner or later. Nah, we're totally fine. Hello! We made it! In the midst of a sundownpour, why I say our sundownpour, we reported our arrival to the S1 at the battalion HQ within the forward operating base, then rested in the barracks until an unexpected surprise arrived to greet us. Oh! I love you, Eddie. Hug me. Eddie? I'd have recognized Edward Walker's mountain-sized body and oddly agreeable face anywhere. And honestly, I felt more than a little relieved to see him. I am too. I love this mountain man. Can't say I was expecting to run into you here. Some coincidence, huh? Well, we just arrived and stop talking so respectfully, okay? We're the same rank, and I'm younger than you.
だったらまずお前が敬語使えよ、ショーティー。
Yeah, well, really? I mean, I always try to address people the way they want to be addressed.
お前はチビのくせに無駄に力強いからな。
Shut up! Anyway, good to see you again, Eddie.
こちらこそよろしくお願いいたします。
Eddie's gonna fucking save my life. I already know it. He said that was foreshadowing last time when we were doing the training. He's gonna save my life or something, or repay me in combat as he said he would. Come on. As always, the man was serious and honest to a fault. But just as I'd been happy to see Eddie's face, I was relieved to learn that he was also part of our platoon. Better than the nerd. A platoon in the field was the same as a squad during training. A small family of Marines. Compared to being thrown into a group of strangers, having a few familiar faces around would make it easier to fit in. Leaving the central company barracks, we followed the paved road that led to platoon housing under Eddie's guidance, peppering him with questions as we went.
自分もまだここへ来て2週間だ。初めて実戦に参加したのも先週のことで、正直よく分かっていないことの方が多いんだ。
It's okay, Eddie. We're all in this together.
戦ったのなら敵のことぐらいは分かったんだろ。強いのか。
残念ながら自分は敵の姿すら見ていない。夜中にドーンとでかい音がしたかと思ったらもう戦闘が始まっていた。
Ooh, it was a night battle too. That's not good.
一応自分も戦闘には参加したが、配置について敵を待ち受けるうちに、敵の姿も見る前に2時間が経って、戦闘は終わっていた。
Eddie was part of the. They didn't.
夜
Oh.
中に少人数で英知に攻め込んでくるなんてゲリラの連中だろ。火力と鉄量に物言わせりゃちょろいだろ。
You'd think so.
そういう物量主義が戦争を長引かせるんだよ。
But like, let's be real. That's in Vietnam, we lost because it was all guerrilla warfare.
ニューギニアやサイパンの日本軍は本当にしぶとかった。わずか50人足らずの日本兵が5万人ものアメリカ兵を翻弄した事実をアメリカは忘れちゃいけない。ゲリラには兵にはない信念というものがある。そしてその信念の源たる尊宝の象徴が彼らを無敵の兵として動かす。その象徴こそが
妹であり、それこそが妹コントロールだってか。ぶっ殺すぞクソータ。
Break his face for me.
Hey ユーズリー、彼女は君たちの国の宝を軽くディスってるぞ。言わせておいていいのか。
I don't.
違うよ、全然違うんだよジーニー。むしろディスってるのはこのみそっぱ野郎だよ。わかるよねお兄ちゃん。
Oh, don't call me that. You're older than me, for fuck's sake.
まあそれはともかくとして、先週の敵襲で8名の戦死者が出た。ここは万年人手不足だからあんたらを歓迎するよ。
Fortunately for everyone here, we have no combat experience.
歓迎されるのはありがたいが、俺たちの小隊長ってのは誰になるんだ。
小隊長はジャスティン・マイク・マイヤー少尉だ。
What?
ジャスティンと来たか。気に食わねえ名前だぜ。
Justin Mike Meyer. Okay.
マイク・マイヤーか。ステーキハウスのマイヤーズ思い出すな。なんだかうまそうな名前だ。
I think of either the murderer or the comedy actor.
ああ、それは正解だ。データによると我らが小隊長ジャスティン・マイク・マイヤー少尉は全米に展開する大手ステーキハウスチェーンニューヨークステーキマイヤーズの御曹司だそうだよ。
Is that an actual thing? Dude, I need to look this up. I need to look this up. Hold on. We're looking it up on the fly. On the phone right fucking now. I need to know if this is real. Myers New York Steak. Oh my god, what? No? I think it's real. You know what? I'm continuing on. It says Fred Meyer. Anywho,
ジャスティンな上にブルジョワかよ。とことん気に入らねえぜ。
それは偏見だよダニエル。小隊長殿は少しほんの少しだけ変わっているが実に素晴らしい人物だ。
まあ金持ちなんて連中は大体が変人だ。ロリコンかホモで黒人嫌いのサディストだ。心から楽しそうに歌って踊りながら捕虜を拷問するタイプか。
Jesus. This is some, a lot of assuming going on here.
彼は志願兵だ。除隊後の大学奨学金が目当てだったり経済的に貧しい階層の人間でもないのに志願した勇気は称賛すべきだ。
ああ、それは確かにそれは賢い人間のすることじゃないね。名は体を表すじゃないけれどまさに名に恥じぬジャスティンというわけか。僕は英雄の下で働くのは嫌だな。
I am. We need a hero.
英雄にもちょろくて扱いやすいタイプと心底面倒なタイプがいるぞ。ミスター・ジャスティスはどっちのタイプだ？
彼自身はその名前をあまり気に入っていないようだし、傍から見ても彼は正義感ってわけでもなさそうだけどな。
Anyway, is that all that's unusual about him?
彼は戦闘工兵小隊付けの軍医だったが、隊が彼を残して全滅してしまったのが原因で、今回の混成小隊の隊長になったらしい。小隊長が軍医って珍しくないか？
That could have, like, both bad and good to it. Well, it wouldn't happen in my country, at least. Is there some reason behind that?
隊長本人は S1 の連中に押し付けられたと言ってるが、今は特に士官の数が足りていないらしい。まあ、あとは本人に直接会って確かめてくれ。
Alright. I don't know why this is exactly, but for some reason, The military seems to attract a lot of eccentrics. If you look at it from another angle, I guess it's just that normal people tend to find more pleasant careers. But what's normal? I certainly wasn't a normal person, and neither was anyone else I knew here. So hearing that my new commanding officer was a bit strange didn't elicit much of a response from me. Apart from a disinterested, good to know. But at the same time, I did find myself feeling a small bit of gratitude toward the Navy for its broad mind acceptance of the less conventional members of society.
はい、そんなわけでね、海兵隊遠征打撃軍第 15MEU B 中隊所属特別行動小隊通称イランコ小隊へようこそ。
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. End me.
私こそは当小隊の小隊長ジャスティン・マイクマイヤー軍医少尉だ。10年来の親友のように J で構わないよ。
Oh, Jesus.
イランコ招待
I'm...
気に入らんかね。野戦地で臨時招集された混成小隊だからね。実はまだ名前が決まってないんだ。さて、どう説明したものかと言葉に窮するところだが、まあ最初が肝心だ。正直かつ率直に話そう。君たちはイランコだ。
It's a bit mean, but we already know.
君ら中学校は出ているんだっけ？だったらサマーキャンプは知っているかな？
We're all doomed. We're all dead. All of us.
夏休みになると仲良し同士で班を組んでベテラン面が鼻につくインストラクターの指導のもと野外教室に参加するあれのことだ。
まともに学校行ってたやつなら今ここにはいねえだろ。
Yeah.
確かに。参ったぞ。どう説明すればいい？つまりあれだよ。好きな子で集まってグループを作れと言われた時必ず余っちゃう子ってクラスに何人かいるよね。
And that's you guys.
つまり君たちはそのあまりの子でありいらない子なんだよ。わかるかな？
Why?
なんだか昔の嫌なことを思い出して発作的に何かを破壊したくなってくる話だね。
I wouldn't blame you, Robbie. I wouldn't blame you.
車泥棒のチンピラ。その日の食事代を稼ぐためにバーのトイレで股を開いていたビーチ。二次元しか愛せない自己愛が強すぎるオタク。
You're just laying into us, huh? Oh, just... Oh.
力はあるが頭は空っぽのジャガイモ男。そして人を殺せない臆病なスナイパー。よくぞこれだけクズが揃ったものだと感動すら覚えるね。
I may not be able to kill, but I can sure as hell incapacitate.
かくいう私も親に反発し敗者になろうとしてなぜか軍医になったアホだ。いや、この正体では私が一番のアホだろう。
Well, at least he's throwing shade at himself.
親の用意した進路が気に入らずに大学を中退。自分に無条件で与えられた約束された将来というやつが気に入らなかったというか。
Yeah, I mean, you had it all set out and then just... Nope.
冷静になって周りを見たとき、恵まれない連中を達観しているかのごとく傍観している自分がつくづく矮小な人間に思えて嫌になって自分自身の手で切り開いた道というのが欲しくなった。そこで私は軍に入ったわけだが、まあ甘かったね。私はとことん甘ちゃんだった。今は当時の自分を力いっぱいぶん殴ってやりたい気持ちでいっぱいだよ。
I feel like a lot of us would like to do that to us at some point.
軍、そして戦場ってやつは徹底したリアリストを求める場だ。綺麗事や理想なんてものは何の力も持たない。むしろ邪魔で消されていく存在だ。私は正論なんてものには何の力もないことを思い知ったよ。戦場に正義なんてものはない。だから私は自分の名前が嫌いだ。
He just keeps talking, huh?
究極の現実主義の前では嘘っぱちでしかない自分の名前が大嫌いだ。いっそ豚に食わせてしまいたいような名前だ。
Yuuji, can we slink away? Get out of here.
なんだ、どこまで話した？
Holy shit.
名前を豚に食わせてしまえのあたりであります。
そんなこと言った？ ああ、そうか。ありがとう、エリー。まあ、そんなことはどうでもいいか。
Ooh, boy.
なあおい、あえて言いたかねえが、こいつ絶対なんか決めてるだろ。
Millie.
どうもいかんな。頭がしゃっきりしない。コーヒーだ。コーヒーがいるな。アリソン、コーヒーを入れてくれ。アリソン。
少尉殿、アリソン上等兵は先週の休んで戦死されました。
Aww.
そうか。困るな。そうしたら私は誰にコーヒーを入れてもらえばいいんだ。私は彼女がいないと替えの靴下の場所もわからない。本当に困る。
I'd want death.
そうか。誰も死ななければ今後はこういったトラブルは起きないわけだ。それだ。そうしよ
Oh, I'm sure that's not going to be the case.
う。よし、君たちに質問だ。諦めが悪くてしつこいのが褒められる三大職業といえば、科学者と借金取りともう一つは何でしょ
Stubbornly refusing to give up will win you praise. Occupation student. Boom.
あ
おい、こいつは普段コーヒーに何混ぜて飲んでるんだ？
I feel like it's drugs.
う。いいからさっさと答えたまえ。あと5秒。はい、5、4、3、2。
待ってくれ、今ネットで調べてみるよ。
God, you fucking nerd.
ここは戦場だ。悩んだり考えたりして即座に行動を起こさない奴は死ぬぞ。風見、君はどうだ？
The answer soldier. Damn.
はいそう、いったそう。大正解。まずは2000ドル獲得。おめでと
Cool. Hopefully I'll live to use that. Also, I said student for the memes, really. It gave me the meme, but what are you getting at exactly?
う。軍人ってやつはタフでしつこくて諦めが悪いやつほど褒められる。けどね、ダメな時はダメだ。だから逃げる時は逃げる。それが私の正体だ。いいよね。
Run when you need to run. Sounds good.
おいおい、軍人が敵を前にして尻尾巻いて逃げるってのか？
尻尾は巻かない。君らブッシュドッグって知ってるかね？
ブッシュドッグ？なんだそりゃ。
ヤブ犬だよ、ヤブ犬。
That
と
does.
ても狡猾でずる賢い生き物で、ピンチになると後ろ向きのまま全力疾走で逃げる習性があると言われている。我々はそれを目指そうじゃないか。ずる賢く立ち回り、やばいと思えば銃を敵に向けたまま後ろ向きに全力疾走。かっこいい。
Ugh, we aren't retreating. We're advancing in the other direction.
よし、本日現時刻をもって我がイランコ小隊はヤブ犬小隊と解消す。異論はないな。
いや、まああんたが小隊長だ。好きにしろよ。
There it is.
では決まりだ。新名称を祝して活動機を上げよう。総員銃を天に掲げて力の限り叫べ。はいなふー。
God, he has to be on some super drugs.
ナフーって、ブッシュドッグってな、そんな声で鳴く生き物なのか？
God, look at this squad of losers. Having them all on screen, dude. It's like, how are we gonna live?
いや、ネットの動画で見るともっと甲高い声で鳴く生き物みたいだよ。プレーリードッグとかの警戒発声に近いかな。
Like a kind of noise or what?
どうしたどうした、声を出せ。
Nafu, I don't really get it, but this clearly isn't going to end until we howl. So let's just play along.
ではもう一度行くぞ。ヤブ犬小隊、アヘッアヘッゴーバックヘッ。I say ナフー。ナフー。
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't need it. Well, I'd landed in a pretty crazy place this time for sure. There was no one here except idiots, cowards, and lunatics. And unless I relied on them, I wouldn't survive. That was just a fact. Dramatically christening ourselves the Bush Dog Platoon, there it is, was all well and good. But the Marines still saw us as a slapped-together hodgepodge of loose ends. In other words, we were a disposable unit. A single phone call or slip of paper could send us hopping from right to left. They'd use us and abuse us until we simply wore out. Soon enough, we really were being mobilized all over the place, usually in the role of reinforcements. We were the reinforcements? Good Lord. On one particularly aggravating occasion, they gave us 2 weeks' worth of food and ammo, then sent us into the mountains to hunt gorillas. Not like... it's... English. While also installing underground sensors known as tablets all over the place. No matter how we buried those things, they just kept getting dug up by the enemy. So we buried them again and again, and whenever we encountered the gorillas, we had no choice but to fight. It didn't really matter if rain was falling or if the wind was howling. They didn't care if it was morning or night. They didn't care if we were eating or shitting. The attacks came at all hours without warning. Oh no, we established a sentry rotation for when we camped at night. But on rainy days, our eyesight wasn't any more effective than our sensors. Eventually, we began to sleep sprawled out on the ground with our equipment still on. How else are you supposed to sleep?
ここは地盤の関係でタブがあまり効かない。保証を立てなくていいのかい？
ビクビクするなよ。ショーティーを見てみろ。ちゃんと寝たふりをしてるだろ。軍では休めと言われて休まんやつは、かかれと言われて逃げ出すやつと同じだ。休めるうちに休んでおけ。
ああしてべったりと地面に倒れていると、まるで死んでるみたいだな。
Don't say that.
バカ、ジーニーがそう簡単に死ぬわけないだろ。
God, ain't that the fucking truth? Yuuji doesn't die easy.
見なよ、耳を地面に押し付けてうつ伏せに寝てるだろ。ああやって寝ていれば敵の足音にすぐに気がつく。人間タブレットってわけだよ。
See, Yuuji's, not only has he gone through this, but he's the kind of guy that can get a shotgun blast to his body, get his arm ripped off from said shotgun blast, and still be perfectly fine. I mean...
なるほどね。さすがは風見教官だ。寝姿すらためになる。自分も真似をしよう。
Write that down, Eddie. I'm teaching you as I do nothing. Well, I'm not doing nothing.
起きた。
Ugh. Where's the lieutenant?
寝る前にクソしに行くっつってまだ戻ってきてねえよ。
Uh-oh. Someone go call for him. The enemy's approaching. Uh-oh.
マジかよ。エディ、ちょっと隊長呼んできてくれ。
Oh, Jesus.
わかった。
本当だ。おい270、800メートル先のタブにわずかだけど対人反応がある。
God, we don't get any rest.
どうした？敵かね？
It's just constant.
まだはっきりとはしないが、ショーティーが敵だと言っている。
どうなのかな、ロビー。
You gotta listen to me. I'm Kazami Yuuji, occupation soldier, a prodigy of Asuko, so...
確かにタブの反応はありますね。でもはっきりとしない。何らかの野生動物の可能性もあるし。
If you don't listen to me, I will be very upset.
私はジーニーを信じるよ。
Thanks, Millie. I love you.
私も信じよう。これは敵だ。
また逃げますか？
そうだね。そうしよう。リバースフォーメーションのアルファだ。風見、君が先頭になって逃げよう。
What? Roger.
さて、どっちに逃げるかだけど、ロビー、部隊の配置図を。
All we do is run.
最後に更新されたのは2時間前ですが、時間的にもおそらく大きな変化はないかと。
では90度の方角に逃げよう。ちょうどそちらに2部隊が配置されているから、逃げながら敵の規模を確認して、彼らに無線連絡して協力してもらおう。
At least we could feed some information, I suppose.
釣りのぶせですね。
そういうこと。かったるいからさっさと終わらせよう。また朝まで追いかけっことか、もうたくさんだよ。
No time for that. Gotta keep going. The bush dog platoon and its ability to retreat backwards in the face of potent guerrilla units eventually became fairly well known across the battalion. Once HQ knew they had an effective piece of bait on their hands, we began to receive many orders to assume that role in an operational capacity. Oh, that's gonna bite us in the ass, ain't it? But of course, our enemy wasn't stupid either. The more we used our basic strategy, the less effective it came. Because they learn. Oh god. Oh god, this is bad. I don't like any of it. Oh Jesus, I don't... Blah! Even in the darkness, my stomach nearly turned itself out every time I shot an enemy. Whether I could see them or not didn't really matter. Every time I pulled the trigger, I was picturing the moment my shot would reach the target. Staring through my scope at the field of inky blackness, I'd fire my rifle while imagining the impact that would soon follow. That alone was sufficient to get my puking party started. Oh.
Hey, Shorty! 大丈夫か?
Danny, help. Not at all. Feels like I'm gonna spit up my stomach. And my head's pounding.
今後方の連中がこっちに増援を向かわせてる。もう少し耐えてくれ。
How much?
ロビー。
あと20分ぐらいだよ。このまま交代しながら合流する。
20 minutes. Not what I meant. How much of the enemy unit is left? How many more of them do I have to kill?
そうだね。あと17人殺せば敵は全滅するかな。
Oh, Yuuji.
やれるかね。
Yuuji, this is bad. That's a lot. I don't nearly have that many bullets left.
よし。では弾を集めよう。誰か 7.62 ミリを持ってないか。薬莢が51ミリのやつだ。
無茶だ。これ以上はショーティーが潰れちまう。
Danny, dump some leaves and dirt on my back, will you? I'll stay here and act as a static gunner.
抜けたこと言ってんじゃねえぞ。ダチを置いていくぐらいなら死んだ方がマシだ。
Danny, let me do this.
いいかショーティー。ダチってのはな、最後まで裏切らねえ。最後まで見捨てねえからダチなんだ。
You're damn right! Ah! You're so cool, Danny.
笑ってんじゃねえよ。つか笑ってる余裕あるなら立てよクソが。
ジーニー、死んだ敵の G3 から弾かっぱらってきたよ。これ使えんだろ。ほら、こんなにいっぱい。
Thank you, Millie.
メリー、てめえ余計なもん拾ってきやがって。ショーティーを殺す気か。
ジーニー、もうダメなの？後で抱っこしてあげるからさ、もうちょっと頑張ってよ。
All right, I'm looking forward to.
メリー。
Right, can't embarrass myself in front of a girl. It's fine. I could keep killing.
いいぞ。それでこそ私のジーニーだ。私、ジーニーと一緒なら敵が何人いても全然怖くない。
But if I keep doing this, I might not be around for much longer.
だからさ、頑張って。諦めないで。ね。
Dude, a fucking single tear. Well, this is no time to be lying around puking, I guess. Let me have those bullets.
よし。では、ここにミリエラがかき集めた 7.62 ミリが9発ある。これを全部君に預けよう。この弾を使って敵を9人殺してくれたまえ。
Got the
でき
bullet,
るかな？
the fucking gunshot fire in the background. No problem. I'll kill 9 more. It's fine. I'll kill them. No matter what.
よーし。では風見、君はここで固定砲台となるんだ。薬を使うかね？
I don't need any drugs.
そうか。それは結構。実は薬はもうないんだ。
Danny's like, I don't.
笑ってる場合か。ショーティーが残るなら俺も残るぞ。
My best friend.
いやいや、 彼をここに残すのは確かだが、我々は前進するんだ。
Oh, he knew that.
前進。
ダチを見捨てるわけにもいかんしな。風見を最終防衛ラインとして我々は敵に向かって前進するのさ。
話が通じるじゃねえかよ、J。やっぱあんた頭いかれてるぜ。
Thought it was the first and last line of defense, honestly, but no.
勘違いするなよ。別にみんなで仲良く全滅しようってわけじゃない。増援が来たら真っ先に逃げる。全力で逃げる。それまでは踏ん張る。前向きに踏ん張る。それだけだ。ロビー。
Well, at least the plan is better than what I thought it was going to be.
交代せずに増援を待つとなると30分ってところですかね。
Can we do 30 minutes?
よし。じゃあ30分ほどここで頑張って。それでも増援が間に合わないときは私が風見を担いで交代しよう。それならなんとかなるだろう。
Sorry to make a nuisance of myself.
君がいなくなったら私は明日からコーヒーを入れるやつがいなくなるからね。お互い様だよ。
This fucking guy, dude.
どうでもいいけどよ、打って出るなら早くしないとしんがりのエディがやられちまうよ。
よーし、ヤブ犬正体反撃に出るぞ。
Nawu. I mean, Nafu. Huh?
やれるかい、風見。
I got this. Mine's gonna be tough. I'm starting to see blood in my vomit. If I throw up again, I won't be eating anything for a while.
覚悟はいいかね。
There's no time. Just do it.
目を閉じたまえ、風見雄二。
Oh no. Oh, my eyes were spinning. The darkness was so profound that I could barely even see the bed of earth I laid on. Whether my eyes were open or shut made surprisingly little difference as to what I saw. The fact that I could feel them spinning anyway probably meant my sense of balance was beginning to go haywire. However, the darkness wasn't solely a negative thing. It meant I didn't have to see anything I didn't need to. When you see nothing, it's better to control what you visualize.
聞こえるか、風見雄二。そして見えるか、風見雄二。今君の目の前で君の仲間たちが敵と戦っている。
My comrades.
そう、君と同じ目をして同じものを見て同じものを食べ同じものと戦い同じ涙を流してきたとても大切な仲間だ。
Dear friends.
ダニエル・ボーン。大雑把な男だが面倒見はいい。君にとってはダメな兄のような親友だろう。ミリエラ・スタンフィールド、ロバート・ウォルソン、エドワード・ウォーカー。彼らは皆大切な君の仲間であり家族じゃないか。そんな彼らは今君を守ろうと必死に敵と戦っている。
The enemy.
そう、敵だ。見えるだろう。敵は人間じゃない。緑色をした豚だ。豚を殺せ、風見雄二。
I don't feel good.
必要な時、非常になれない人間は自分の手を汚したくないだけの偽善者だ。殺すたびにゲロを吐く。引き金を引くたびに気が遠くなる。辛いよな。でもそれが戦争だよ、風見雄二。無力に生き残るか力強く死ぬか選ぶのは君だ。どうする？
I'll kill them. I'll kill the pigs.
よし、ならば戦え。責任は全て私が取る。殺せ、風見雄二。私が許可する。
Thank you. Oh god. Oh, oh.
まず一匹。
I'm sick of it.
2匹目。
I'm sick of quivering with fear. Oh, Jesus.
3匹目
Or of sitting by helpless.
4匹目
Of watching people I care about die.
5匹目
I've had enough of that for one life.
6匹目
There's no point in living if all I do is cower in fear.
7匹目
I'll kill them all.
8匹目
Danny, Millie, Robbie, Eddie. They're all my comrades. My friends.
ラスト9匹目
Anyone who wants to take them away is my enemy. I'll kill every last one of these pigs.
よくやった風見雄二貴様は最高だ疲れただろう休んでよし
I think I'm in full... Oh, Jesus. Yep. I was like, I think I'm in full murder mode. Not yet. There's still some pigs left to kill. The pigs just keep coming. I had to kill them. I had to kill so many more.
休んでよし休め風見雄二これは命令だ
Nope. That's not happening.
もういいんだありがとう風見雄二あとは任せてもう眠れ
Nope.
ありがとう
What? Hello? My eyes were spinning. The world was spinning around and around me. And in time, my mind fell silently into darkness, as if sinking into the mud deep at the bottom of the sea. Lulled by the sounds of battle taking place somewhere very far away, I fell calmly into a peaceful sleep. What the blizzard? Oh. Oh. In time, some part of my deeply unconscious mind recognized the sound of a song, and my eyes opened once more. I felt terrible. There was a painful heaviness in my head, and the back of my nose was aching. I probably had a fever. A smell like burning plastic was lingering deep in my nostrils. It was a very familiar feeling. Someone had most likely given me a dose of anti-inflammatory medication. Oh, Millie.
気がついた？
I am now. What happened with the battle? How many days has it been? Where are the others?
落ち着いてジーニー。もう終わったよ。
Over?
増援が合流した時点で敵は逃げてったよ。
That's what they get for attacking Kazama Yuuji occupation soldier. I see. Is everyone alright?
ジーニーがきっちりと9人削ってくれたおかげだよ。みんな感謝してる。ダニーがあいつを信じろって叫んでた。
So, it's over. I survived again, huh?
ジーニーは死なないよ。あんたには私がいる。仲間がいる。何も怖くない。やばくなったら逃げればいい。逃げる時も後ろ向きで全力だ。ヤブ犬正体なんだからさ。
Sorry for the trouble, Millie.
まだ寝てなきゃダメだよ、ジーニー。
I'm fine.
私が平気じゃない。まだこうしていたい。ダメ？
Okay. Just a little longer then.
うん。それと、もう銃は離していいんだよ。もう豚はいないから。
No, this makes me feel better. No. The pigs were dead. From what Millie said, I had apparently killed exactly 9 enemies, but I didn't remember it that clearly. It almost felt like I'd just woken up after a long nightmare. Killing was something I did alone. Maybe that's why it made me sick. It was different when my comrades were with me, following the same road, taking in the same sights. When I was with them, I could see things I was ordinarily blind to. I could even see myself the way I really was, reflected in their eyes. As long as I could see their faces, know they'd survived, I could convince myself that I was doing the right thing. Oh, Jesus. Then more tears, all streaming out of my left eye for some reason. Oh boy. As soon as the little music happened, and then the my heart. Let's call it a break for today, shall we?